Good idea.
Oh, you hear me?
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. You know what that means. It's our regular episode of the Hershey and the Keegs Show.
Yeah.
It's that show that makes you feel cool all the way down to your gabagool.
Right.
We are going to have some fun. We are happy to be here.
Yeah.
Mike Keegan, Mark Hirschman,
Hello.
Tony Walker. Let's have some fun.
I was worrying that you were having like a TIA or a little mini stroke there.
I
a
was
little
for
bit.
a second.
But you're excited. You came in, you were loaded up with Thai food,
Oh, yeah,
a couple of little drinks.
Just went to the Thai. There was no drinks there. Just
No
a lot
drinks?
of spicy Thai food running through my
But
system.
we got little Mo, and you've been excited about that. We've been
Of course.
texting all day about
my
it.
buddy, little
Yeah,
Mo.
little Mo mozzarella. All right, so we're gonna do what
Don't-
we usually do.
Don't try to use the Italian.
We're not gonna make our guests wait very long. We're gonna go ahead and pump in a couple of advertisements to pay the bills, keep the lights on, and then we're gonna punch up little Mo. So as always, the Hershey and Keegs Show is proudly sponsored by Demolition Specialists 1-855 Ripouts. The number you call for demolition, dumpsters, and fence rental. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. They are a fully licensed demolition contractor. We are brought to you by Angela's Bra Boutique at 223 Main Street in Farmingdale, 516-249-6509. Personalized bra fittings providing a wide selection of brands, sizes, and styles. And of course, as always, 10% off with the mention of Hershey and the Keegs Show. Hershey and the Keegs is brought to you by Triple M Professional Painting and Construction, 516-395-6390. Family owned and operator for over 35 years. Call for your free estimate today and ask for James. And then we have, of course, Sunray Services. Now is the best time to convert to hybrid heating and cooling. Call them today at 631-231-5533 or visit them online at www.sunrayservices.com. And speaking of Sunray, here is our ray of sun. We are so proud and happy to have on Little Mo Mozzarella, who we've been trying to get on for a while, and he's a busy man, and he is generous enough to give us some time. I want to thank him and his wife for making this happen. Welcome, Little Mo. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing?
How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
I was testing this mic. I didn't know if you guys could hear me.
We could, but Tony was running some stuff, so we just had to give you hand signals. You know what I mean? We were
You
talking.
didn't do good at that. I didn't know what that meant.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Listen,
What's
man,
up?
you know, we are very appreciative. We know you're on the road. You're busy. You're doing a lot of shit, so we are very thankful you're giving us a little bit of time. The first thing that Mike and I have been talking about that we want to know, this transition for you, blue-collar worker to viral media star, it probably hit you like a ton of bricks. Tell us how it started, and do you almost not even believe that you're where you're at right now?
I mean, I don't know, you know, it wasn't really like an overnight thing. I think a lot of people assume that, but I really just, the truth is, you know, I worked with my hands my whole life. I was able to land a job with a high-rise developer and kind of construction management company. You know, because my father had passed away, and he was, you know, worked till like the day he died, and I just didn't want to work with my hands no more. So I went back to school for engineering. I landed this job, and my boss there was just like, I always worked worked for a family business, so it was like an abusive environment. You know, just you do this, fuck you, blah blah blah, all that bullshit. So when I got to work with like in a real environment, my boss there just thought I was hilarious. He just thought I was funny. And he was a good guy. He wasn't broke. He didn't check my time. He didn't do nothing like that. He just kind of nurtured whatever I was doing. So I really was just like a funny guy at work. You know, we had a lot of employees. We did high-rise development. Some jobs had 800 guys. And I was able to get things done with my personality. And then I never had social media. And really the day COVID hit is the day I opened up my account. I went to a friend of mine called me through. He's a rapper. He wanted me to do like some ad libs for, you know, because my voice. People always ask me to do shit with it because I have the Italian American voice or whatever.
There you go.
And I walked in and everybody was like, "What's your IG?" I'm like, "I don't have no fucking IG." But I always call everybody Mo. My father used to call everybody Mo. That was like a thing. So he would call me Mo. I call them Mo. So when we were looking for a name, all the guys there were like, "Yo, man, use Mo, little Mo." That was taken. So then this black kid was like, "Yo, man, you got to sound more Italian." So he's just started shooting Italian names at me like fettuccine and spaghetti. And mozzarella just hit. And I kind of liked that it was like, do the right thing with Spike Lee, like put a little more mozzarella on that shit.
See, Mark
Actually,
thought that was your name from birth.
Huh?
Mark thought
Right.
that was your name from birth. Little Mo Mozzarella.
Right. Well, I had a funny Hebrew name, so I figured that you might have been born with Little Mo Mozzarella. That might have
Well,
been
I
it.
grew up in a real Italian neighborhood, and and like Mark is like, I mean, there's Italians named Mark, but it's not typical, So it's like no one really called me by my name,
Yeah.
I always had a nickname.
Well, so my name is Mark also, and I can tell you that I have friends who are 50 years old who, if you paid them $1,000 on the spot and you said, "What is your first name?" they would have no fucking clue. I'm Hershey to them for 50 years. They don't have a clue that my first name is Mark. So you're probably the same thing.
Hershey's a Jewish name, no?
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
What kind of Jewish are you? I know. I'm learning.
Obnoxious. That's what he is.
Are you
a little cheap, a little emotional, a little.
I don't think you're an Ashkenazi Jew.
Ashkenazi?
No, German Jew. I'm a German Jew,
different.
so I dislike myself. Yeah.
I don't. I'm serious. Isn't Oz?
I'm not an Ashkenazi. Ashkenazi is like a dark skin, like closer to an Italian. I'm not an Ashkenazi. Yeah.
What's the other coins out there?
The other clientele, short and chubby.
I have a joke I tell about a guy named Marty Cohen.
I know that one, yeah.
Marty
That's
Cohen?
right.
I changed it up now. I shortened it up. It's a little too long, but it's funny because if you Google Marty Cohen, like you'll never know what the guy does for a living because there's so many,
That's
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But,
Mark, we want to hear about the moment that you finally realized that you're able to take that 9-to-5 high-rise job and say goodbye to it. When was that epiphany that you were like, I can do this for a living. I don't need to work anymore.
and I
a
made
regular.
the same exact money.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so I it's funny. I think that most people assume in their head is like, if I leave my job and I concentrate totally on social media, that's going to be when I break out, right? And it's like, that's going to be the moment. I could be doing this. I just don't have the time. The truth of the matter is, I believe that when you leave your job, you lose out on a lot of material. A lot of materials done daydreaming at the job and, just interacting with people, the train right in or whatever. So I had a very good job. It was very hard to leave. Most people would not leave. What happened to me was I was at first when I came back from Corona. So basically what happened was we were doing we were building a 2-family home, gut renovation. We gutted the house, okay, and then the pandemic hit. So I was fucked. I had to pay a mortgage. I gave everybody a deposit. We were fucked. I was losing my mind. We were living in my grandmother's house with my mother and my son. And then, I opened up the social media account and I would take these little walks during the coronavirus and be like, COVID day 1, COVID day 2, whatever. In my head, I just wanted to really make enough money to where it was like, all right, man, maybe I'll pay my car payment. What ended up happening is because my background's like engineering, I started getting obsessed with analytics. So I would just look at like, it's a little trend up and I'm like, all right, I'm getting somewhere. So I monetized my page very early. Like I might have had 15, 20,000 followers and I was charging people to go promote their businesses because I was selling as a package of a marketing package. It wasn't just like people say food review, but it's not really a review. I'm not really reviewing shit. I'm just promoting the business.
Right.
So that's just like a blanket term, right? They're like, oh, food review. It was never a food review.
Yeah.
So I turned into a business. So when I went back to work, it was not a lot, like $1 million, but it was like, man, I'm paying like, part of my mortgage with this shit. I'm not trying to give it up. So when I went back to work, all the guys were cool, but slowly but surely on the construction site, everybody started getting jealous. Like I'm not doing nothing, ratting me out. I was like, I was like fucking giving guys $500 and be like, yo, man, I'll be back and go on a dip and go film. And like, it was crazy. So I didn't want to take advantage of my boss. And I went and had a conversation with him, and pretty much he kind of just backed me like, you can come to work back to work anytime you want. Go take a shot.
Yeah.
And that coupled with making money already was what gave me the opportunity to leave. And I just went straight to business, man. My whole thing is like I never cared about being viral. I think that's a misconception. My thing was really about just making money.
I think what's important to acknowledge, and I was going to talk to you about this, and you kind of brought it up first, but you're just not some guy who started talking about hitting you over the head with a semolina or how you doing. This is a well thought out marketing analytics process here by an educated guy, not just throwing up bullshit videos.
Yeah. So really, at the end of the day, what I realized with social media is, at the end of the day, if you can imagine you had picked up dirt, sand, and you had a tray and you sift through it and you're looking for a diamond, that's the mentality you have to have with social media and that people don't understand. So I'll give you a scenario. I post and at first you get your friends and people supporting their hearting and like, hey man, do it, this and that. You don't give a fuck about them. Those guys got to go. When those people start telling you change this and that, you're winning.
Yeah.
Because the mentality of a small neighborhood or like the blue collar shit we come from is not the mentality you need to blow up. You want to have that personality, but you're gonna find your audience in fucking Idaho and things, and you're gonna find the audience that'll never get sick and tired of seeing your content. Whereas, like, if you post 6 times a day, people will be like, dude, I can't take this shit no more. They're muting you, or they just start. None of the people today that are commenting on my shit, very few are day ones.
Yeah.
I would say I could count it on one hand.
Well,
so what I'll say to you is you have to put content out, and the content killer is the editing time. That's why live will just take over everything.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. What percentage of your viewership, number one, do you think are hate watchers? And number two, second part of the question is, how do you handle the hate? How do you handle all the negative comments?
So what I'll tell you is, most people, I would say majority of their viewers are hate viewers. What happens is people start thinking they're professionals at understanding analytics, right? So they'll say, I don't understand. This guy got 500 likes and 200,000 views. I get fucking 750 likes and 40,000. The truth is, the bigger you get, the more hate you're going to get, and the more viewers you're going to get. If you can imagine, this is another thing people don't understand. We're essentially watching television. I had this whole conversation with somebody today. The evolution of television, this is just happening again. So we will have sitcoms on social media. You'll have talk shows on social media. You'll have game shows on social media. And anybody who doesn't know that is just behind the 8 ball. So what I'm trying to say to you is, if I watch Goodfellas on TV, am I allowed to comment to Ray Liotta, even though his dad didn't say, you suck cock? No, you can't say anything to him, right?
Yeah.
So what I do now is, what I realize is, I have been posting comedy clips because I'm on a comedy tour. Comedy, and you guys know, is a very,
subjective,
very morbid and miserable. The same stories in the green room. This one wrote for this one. This was based on my life. This one stole a joke. All that type of shit. So where I'm at with my stand-up stuff is very similar when I started social media, even though I have a big platform. It's like, people will write negative comments, this, that, and you gotta understand, I'm someone who, I know that I'm gonna succeed. I have 9 shows. I sold out every single show. I know I'm going to sell it out. I know how to sell tickets, but you'll still have the hate. So I think personally, to me, it's a shame that, I'll give you a scenario. You could be a comic, right, or anything, and you could be pretty good, and you're just putting your stuff out there, and before you even get off, people just write some dumbass shit to you, right? Because TikTok has serial numbers. The people have serial numbers. They're not even names. They're not even real people, right?
User number 4653546.
And what happened is, if you're not confident, you'll just fucking think you suck, and you won't. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, no one in the world is gonna fucking go up, do comedy first time, put it on TikTok, and be the best comic ever.
Right.
It's not gonna happen, right? So I think that how do I handle it? I with the stand-up stuff, I'm trying to experiment with shutting comments off because at the end of the day, I don't need support. I don't care if you're gonna heart it. I don't need to hear the whole story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Move the mic stand, do this. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't care. And if you want to message me something encouraging, you could direct message me and say, "Hey, bro,
Yeah.
congratulations." I don't need it for the world to see.
Yeah.
I think that social media eventually, I think the analytics will change, and I think commenting will probably stop. I don't even think it's gonna as this turns into more of where we consume creative television and movies, commenting will stop. I don't think it's gonna last.
So
Well, how do I create? Fuck them.
I do notice that you do reply once in a while, and it's never that you're bothered at all. You'll be like, you almost make fun of them a little bit.
Yeah, I try to get crafty
Yeah.
with it. I like to do. I did it. Most of them give up after you do it. They take the
Yeah.
comment
Yeah.
down.
Exactly.
Like
But
Go
tell
ahead,
me
go
what Mrs. Little Mo feels about it, because I know I have her to thank. She arranged this tonight. She's obviously a very nice lady. When she sees people taking shots, what's her feelings about it?
I don't know if she even, to be honest with you, I don't even know if she really reads them. I just, to be honest with you, I usually don't read them. But since the comedy stuff, I've been reading them. And it's like, I really don't like to read them too much. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get really crafty on my answers. And you want to laugh? I'm not even kidding you. It's been giving me ammunition for crowd work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I had like someone says I did this Barnum and Bailey thing, and it's doing like I said because people write clown. So I said, yeah, same circus your sister swallows swords at.
Yeah.
And I used it the other day in a show, and it killed.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, like so it's like in
So
a way it kind of keeps you sharp.
Your sister swallows swords. I just watched that a little while ago. We were
I'm
just
saying
watching
it
it.
hit hard. But
Yeah.
I got that from answering a comment
Yeah.
of somebody giving me clown emojis.
And that's what it is. You're doing crowd work on social media, and then that translates onto the stage once you hit that.
I think what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to take everything done in comedy and do complete opposite.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you,
yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. The first time I ever worked with you, I don't even know if you remember. It was probably 3 years ago. We did that show
Yeah.
in Long Beach. You were hosting, and your crowd work at the end just killed because you were just coming off the blue collar thing, and there were a bunch of union workers, and you're just messing with them, like
I actually just seen that tape. I didn't even know I had that tape. It's funny because I searched comedy like in my files, and I had that.
Yep.
I remember that was
There's like the Ugly Duckling in Long Beach, I think it was.
that's the first time I was ever on stage. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So, one thing that Mike and I we've worked with guys who have done this, and we've seen it where people have had success on viral platforms, Instagram, TikTok, but we watch them struggle a little bit as they transition to the stage. They may sell out a show, but they may not be able to carry it. The one thing I've noticed watching your clips over the past few days is that you are working it. You are definitely giving everything you got to this comedy thing, and I'm sure you're not taking it for granted. You know that being a stand-up is a hard gig, and it's different than what you do social media. How has the transition been for you, and do you feel yourself growing and you feel yourself going through some bumps while it's happening?
So I'll say this much: I never looked at myself as an influencer ever. Like never once. Like when people call me an influencer, I'm like, I don't. That's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like yes, I do brand deals and shit like that, but I always just kind of like vlogging type thing of my personality, and then these food things. So what I would say to you is, I've always been trying to be funny my whole life. Like it's not like that's not the angle I want to do. And he said it was like what 3 years ago I did that ugly.
Yeah, it's probably a
always,
little over 3 years.
what ended up happening was when I signed with my agency, they approached me digitally, but I wouldn't sign unless I got repped with comedy because I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
So that one thing I could tell you, and I'll tell you what it was. I said I have to play into my strengths, so to separate myself from people, because it's very easy to look at 6 people with the same kind of shtick, no matter who started it, and say, oh, they're all the same. These fucking foodie, Italian, annoying people from New York and Jersey, and like we all get pulled in together, right? Where I grew up on a stoop, they were building sandcastles in Jersey, but we're nowhere near the same. But to the outside, we're the same, right? So I was like, let me separate myself. So I said, okay, I don't have really a problem being in front of a lot of people. I've done a lot of hosting. I did Buffalo Bills Kansas City game. I had 7,500 people in front of me. I did, I've done those type of things in a hosting capacity. So I was like, man, I gotta concentrate more on the stand up. Really, my thing was I wanted to do more sketch comedy. But when I got with my comedy team, that's still the conventional way, even if you want to do a sitcom or whatever, is to go into stand up. So I started going around. I started trying to get spots. Everybody wanted me to blow them, to give them spots. Like, give me spots. Like, hey, man, if you promote my club, I'll give you 5 minutes. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm not selling out your fucking venue and trying out jokes in front of people. Like, I just don't want to do that. So
That's
really,
smart.
what ended up happening was a friend of mine, Tracy, was going to be hosting. She's hosting on my
Tracy
show.
Carnazzo. I love Tracy. She's the best.
Tracy pumped me up. She was like, listen, go do your own show, friends and family, whatever. And I went to the Hamptons for like a week, and I just wrote. So they really just thought in my head I would have 15, 20 max. And we were going to do like a Q&A type shit, And I wrote extra because I really want to have this in the bag. And one of the comedians that was supposed to be the feature just didn't show up. He canceled like literally 3 minutes before the show, like type shit, maybe a half hour. So like, oh, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I'm just gonna go as long as I could go. And I mean, was it the best? No, but I got through like 42 minutes or some shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. So then we ended up doing another show. I didn't put nobody else on. I stayed the same time. We shopped the tape. I got a couple of venues that were like, hey, man, let's bring them in. And that started off at like 6. It went to 14, 21, 31. Now we're at like, I mean, there's like another 20 we didn't even announce. I got shows all over the place. So yeah, man, it really just happened like this whole fucking weird chain of events that forced me to write and forced me to keep going. I'm over the nervousness now. I could go on stage and I'm all right. I'm learning to time myself better and take my time. At the end of the day, I mean, I have some shit that's killing. I have some stuff that needs work, but it's all my fans. So it's like I could trip on stage on a wire and they're like, oh, it's Mo.
Yeah.
So it's a luxury of it when they're all your fans.
Yeah.
But people are really, I mean, they're really coming out, man. I mean, I am pushing tickets hard. Like, it's not easy. You don't just put a ticket link up and sell a show out.
You got to push.
You make it very personal. Like, if I put something up in my channel and I say, hey, man, you come to Atlantic City show, I try to DM people individually, like, hey, man, I'd like you to come out. I'll spend hours doing that, and it works.
Mark,
It's the thing, yeah.
Did you go for any comedic training at all? Not that you just, this is like you dove right in.
I dove right in.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Look, at the end of the day, you guys are comics. Like, at the end of the day, when you don't have a shtick and it's just you're very vulnerable. My thing is, it is a fluffed up persona of myself. So I don't have like a fear out there where I would say if I was just like, hey, I'm Mark and knock, knock, you know what I'm saying? So I can really kind of like, dive in. I do fun shit. I bring people on the stage. I make the DJ sing songs to them. I had a guy, I did a little teapot song. I had him on stage. I do Oompa Loompa shit. I like to fuck with people. And, I got fat guy jokes, skinny guy jokes, short guy jokes, guys with glasses jokes. And I fucking throw it in. And I really trying to do like a Don Rickles type of.
Exactly. And it's a lot different than a lot of stuff that's going on now. And that'll appeal to a lot of audiences also.
It's like the Little Mo variety show.
Yes.
How much? So if you were to, so you're going to be closing 2 shows on the same day here at Governor's on March 30th. That's correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're doing another show in Pelham.
Yeah, the Pelham Picture House. It's a beautiful room. I was just looking.
Excellent.
How was it? I've never been there.
It's beautiful. I've never been there. I was looking at some pictures though. It's a beautiful room.
So are you able to carry 45 minutes now? How long do you think you can carry?
I could do an hour and a half.
Excellent.
I could just
Wow.
go.
That's amazing.
I've been landing in about like 50 minutes. But you know what it is? If it's a second show and it's late, I'll rock out if people want to chill and break chops. So I would say like I got a good 40, probably 40 minutes of straight jokes. And then, in stories, and then I got like another 10, 15 of me breaking chops.
Yeah.
But the hard thing for me is the two back-to-back like sold out shows. It's difficult to bring the same energy because I feel like, the first show is like you try to conserve a little because like I got the second show, or you put it all on the line in the first show, and then the second show is like to repeat. You know what I'm saying? You're repeating
Especially
the same.
you're doing a long set, high energy. That's tough.
It's tough because my stuff is animated.
Yeah.
I don't want to do. Nobody moves. Nobody. And now
Exactly.
I leave it all on the first show, and then the second. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to do the first show more, stick to straight line, do my jokes, veer a little bit, and the second show is more loose.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what I like better.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more towards the loose show, to be honest with you. I think that a lot of stuff that I was scared to say, because as a comic, there's certain things you're like, man, I want to say this, but I don't want to. I'm starting to like.
Mike usually says it and then gets banned for 6 years from a club.
That's pretty much what happens with me.
To me, I don't really. I've been on 2 shows recently where someone said some crazy shit, and I was like, whoa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, one girl's like doing some rape jokes, another. The guy hosted one of our shows.
Mike has one of those.
I got one.
Mike has one.
I got one of those. Yep.
Well, I don't know. I feel like you gotta be careful with those. That's hard to pull off, man.
Yours is great.
But man, I just want to go back to. I just want to go back to like. I want my show to feel like I'm on a corner with my friends. We're breaking fucking balls. Your mother jokes, your sister jokes. This joke. Like I kind of just want you to come into my world.
Yeah.
Instead of me trying to appease anybody.
Yeah.
Like I'm offering money back. Like, hey man, you don't like my show, take your money back. Get the fuck out. I don't care.
That's crazy.
I had a guy just now. He goes, "Oh, I went to the show." Because the new thing with me is everybody's saying it's laugh tracks on all my shit. That's a laugh track. I can tell.
You're gonna hear it all.
Actually, how they're laughing in the show. But I'm also paying for shit to be mic'd. I'm trying to get good material out of it because I do social media. So like someone goes, "Oh, I was at the show. It wasn't really them laughing." I said, "No problem. Send me proof of purchase, and I give you your money back. I don't give a fuck."
It's crazy. Well, you do realize, though, that most viral stars, when they make the transition to stand-up, they can't carry 50 minutes. I mean, you've seen it live,
I've been
Mike.
with some that can't carry 15.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's amazing to me that you do 50 in your sleep and you can do 90 minutes, which means that people need to realize something. You're not just going up there and winging it. You're going up there with written material. You have a structure of what you're going to do. You know what you have a game plan. So again, you may come across to the haters as a guy who's going up there and just saying silly things, but there's obviously a very smart game plan that you've structured here, and you only plan on growing as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, so I think the big difference is that I think comedy has, obviously is tied into wisdom and life experience. And the thing that I think separates me from a lot of people with social media is their kids.
Yeah, that's true.
44.
You've lived the life.
I live life. I have stories that I could go in my back pocket where a lot of these guys that they're trying to transition, they're kids. So it's like
he's right. That's exactly we've seen that.
So I think that. And then the other thing is the work ethic, right? I'm not leaving a job doing engineering for a high-rise building, fluffy fucking job, to go out here and fucking bomb in front of people that call me a loser. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I am prepared. I mean, I'm a worker. You know what I mean?
It's deliberate. It's methodical. It's not. Yeah.
Mark, tell us about some of the wow moments, because I'll see you post pictures or videos with, like, I'm not talking B- celebrities. I'm talking A+
The thing
killers.
that got me, Josh, because I'm a fellow Bills fan also.
Oh, right.
Josh Allen. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, yeah, I'm a huge
Mike's
Bills
the
fan.
biggest Bills fan there is.
They fucking love me.
Oh my God. When I saw you with Josh Allen, I'm like, oh my man, that's awesome.
Watch this.
Are you getting starstruck at all? Are you like, holy shit, what am I doing here?
Watch
Like,
this guy come out to every show. Let him wait.
I love it.
Listen to that crowd. They said it's fake laugh tracks. That's what the green room door closed.
Exactly. 100%.
They love Little
I
Mo.
want you to see when I walk out with the hairspray.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
love it.
so
End of March, coming to Govs.
that crazy?
I love that.
That's awesome.
That's
Sold
terrific.
out. I don't even know what city that is.
Bedlam. Total fucking bedlam.
That's so cool.
Dude, it's crazy.
So-
I mean, the shows are selling out, man. It's fucking dope. But what were we talking about?
Celebrity, like your wow moments, like you meet Josh Allen, you got the Yankee game, you take a picture
to
with
be
someone.
honest, you probably. I think Leonardo DiCaprio probably was like the coolest. Wow, like
That it doesn't really get much bigger than that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting enough, Leonardo DiCaprio was like he was like they let me use him like a reference with my agency, which was pretty cool. I actually went, the way I met him was so wild. I was in Miami in a nightclub. One of his buddies, an actor, Vincent Laresca. His dad is an Italian dude. He was in the movie Juice.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. You ever see that movie?
Oh, yeah.
You remember the guy who played Radames?
Yes. Yeah.
But he's like half Italian, like half Peruvian or something. He's my boy. So he was telling me his dad's a fan and all this shit, and we're bullshitting. And he's like, "Yo, man, you want to meet my best friend Leo?" And I'm like, "All right." I mean, I would never in a trillion years think it was Leo, you know?
Right.
Right.
So I'm like, and we're walking and shit, and there's like a whole crowd of girls, like just like you would think, like like cheerleader looking girls.
yeah.
And,
Mike and I have that.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
like, it's like
And
hanging
he
out with
walked
us.
through, and he's just like with his hat bent like this and shit. And he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like that's
Oh.
and I'm like, he's like, whatever. Oh, I follow you. I'm like, where? Like I didn't.
Well, yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't use my real account, my real name or anything. I'm like, what is he? He goes, I would never tell you. I'm like,
Exactly.
Mark Wahlberg was pretty cool. Like obviously Mark's like my boy now. He's like treats me like family. That was really cool. Mark, we speak all the time. Actually, we speak. Him and the guys from the delis. Prosciutto Papi. And,
Yeah.
I love those
yeah.
dudes. I love
Jake
those
Walter,
dudes.
Mark and like from
All
the videos
All
doing
the
with
Boston
them.
guys, yeah.
Yeah, doing the videos with them got really popular, and then that's how that relationship started. I know a lot of ball players. I know almost every single Bills player. I mean, I go so I went to every home game. I worked with the Bills this year with the team. I worked with the Yankees. We went to the World Series. Then I worked with the Bills and went to AFC Finals.
Yep.
So I mean, what the fuck? You can't make it up.
Surreal. What do you think at this point? You're still a very young guy. You got a whole career ahead of you.
Young.
What are you dreaming of? What's on the horizon? What do you still have? There's so much
man.
left.
I think that interesting enough is like when I'm getting ready to go out on these shows and shit, right? It's very surreal, right? Like we talked about 3 years ago, we did a show together. We did a show in Governors together too, right?
Oh, yeah, we did a few here,
One or
yeah.
two.
Yep.
And like I'm just thinking back of those green rooms and like sitting there. I would never. I really. This is surprising to me. Just walking out on stage to every single show completely sold out is
unbelievable.
very surprising to me. So it makes me think in my head, like, yes, I put a lot of work in, but I still wouldn't think that that would happen that fast. That the social media wasn't overnight. It was methodical. I worked with the Yankees. I planned on, doing content to Yankees and getting that audience. That was all methodical. But the stand-up stuff, my agent really was just like, hey, man, you told me you want to do this. Go out and go. You better go do time today. You better do. And then this will happen. So what I would say to you is I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. I know what people think it's going to happen. I think that I probably will end up on TV. I think so because
So a pilot, maybe like writing a pilot or getting someone to help you write a pilot, something like that.
No, I'm further along even in that.
Okay.
We already have producers. That shit's way past that. So like
wow.
I have some really cool shit that's probably gonna happen. Well, don't forget. Listen, when I was told is like you could film shit, you could get a pilot sold, you could film fucking a season, and that shit won't get picked up. So I'm not pumping myself up because I don't want to be pumped up to fail. Mm-hmm. I can tell you that there's a lot of interest. We spoke to a lot of producers and networks, and I don't know. I think that that's probably something that will happen. I want to do I want to I want my social media to be more produced stuff. I don't want to just like do stuff on the phone no more. I'm looking forward to taking a break from social media. Like I have somebody running my accounts now. I mean, I still can trumpet and put whatever I want, but um I'm not I want to kind of I'm enjoying writing the comedy and staying away from it a little bit. But you kind of have to sell tickets, you know, and you can't just put every day just buy tickets. People don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
No. So, but I've been enjoying. Listen, I went to South Carolina to write for like I don't know 5 days. You know, I just went and got a room out there on the lake, and I was like, yo, man, I'm just gonna write fucking jokes. It was actually funny. Every time I would sit there for hours trying to write jokes. I can't think of nothing, and then I go out to get a coffee, and I run into one person, and I'm like, and then I got the joke.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, you need like 20 for an hour. Like for an hour, I would say you need like 20 like good jokes. You know what I mean? You could cheat with some stories, but you need some jokes with some.
You need some
punchlines.
bits. You need bits to go ahead
Yeah.
and produce some
But
content.
isn't
Yeah.
it interesting how like if you sit there and you're like, I'm gonna put 5 hours there, right? You might come up with nothing, and then you could just wake up in the morning and go like, and come up with something. Like, you ever notice that? Like,
Yeah.
creative process. It's not like how you think. You can't just like. It's not like doing a spreadsheet for work. Like I'm gonna
Right.
set this time aside and come up with a set. It kind of just evolves, right?
Have you given yourself an opportunity yet? Maybe you and your wife sitting over dinner, the kids asleep, whatever, just to kind of sit back and reflect. Like, holy shit! Like 5 years ago, I was on a skyscraper in the middle of February, and now I'm sitting here and I'm traveling in North Carolina and sold out governors. Like, are you giving yourself a little time to reflect on what the hell's been going on with your life for the past few years?
No,
So
No.
I figured. Because you're
No.
always on the move. You don't.
I'm always on the move, man. I just keep working and shit, man. I just keep working. I believe in my head that if you can get it to like, I believe in like the snowball effect. You know what I'm saying? Like my thing is like I always thought like, all right, I got to create content. What's the easiest way to create content? Is get paid to make content.
Yeah.
Right? Once you get paid to make content, the content just comes, right? Because you got to wake up in the morning. It's like, hey, man, I got to go do this for X amount of dollars and do that for X amount. So I try to just, that made me create content. With comedy, my mentality is if I sell all the tickets and I know I got to show up in front of a sold out show, I'm going to tighten up my set because I don't want to be embarrassed. So I kind of do like a put your feet to your fire mentality, your feet to the fire mentality.
Yeah.
I don't work backwards. I don't say, let me work on my set, get it right, and now I'm going to push tickets. I do the opposite. Let me sell every fucking ticket out to force myself to prepare.
I'm forced to figure it out. Yeah.
I'm forced to figure out I'm going to just look like a total idiot in front of everybody. So at the end of the day, I mean, look, I have had, I don't know, what did I do, like 8, 9 at 1 hour shows. My first show went really good. I had probably my show that I think was the toughest was Pittsburgh, which I just did, the improv. Very weird crowd for Pittsburgh. I don't know. I think maybe because I'm a Bills fan. I don't know what
Could be.
like a Bills Yankee fan. Pittsburgh, like, and it's so sports minded.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I was like boycotted or something. But we sold, listen, we sold a lot of tickets. I think I was like 50 shy of selling out. It was 300, I think. I think I did like 50, 249.
Mark, how is your family adjusting to this? You know, your life is different. You're not around the same. Like, how is everyone adjusting? All the people around you.
So, I mean, a lot of this stuff. So, even when I did the food stuff, I traveled a lot. So, I always travel. We try to make it family shit, you know, like we went to Disney twice together this year. We'll take a cool trip to, you know, went to South Carolina. So like when we can and the budget allows, we'll go.
Yeah.
This obviously is like, you know, a tour is like different, right? Because it's like, you know, I'm home a day. Now I'm in Boston tomorrow, right? And my show's the next day. Then Saturday I'm in Atlantic City, and then I'm in Portland, Maine Sunday. Like this is crazy.
Yeah.
And now the offers are coming in like crazy. Like 6 shows in Chicago. You know, we got another fucking 6 shows in Tampa. Like they're coming in heavy. So we're gonna I think the last show here I'll end in like May. And then we'll announce another situation.
For the summer, yeah. But
Yeah,
your family's on board, though? I mean, everyone's supportive?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's
Everybody
probably very exciting for them.
Everybody's, listen, it's tough with the kids and stuff too. But we're working it out. I mean, listen, it's cool. Like I have two little babies. I have a 3-year-old and 2-year-old. My son's 10. It's a little bit different, but I would say is that what's nice is I can wake up to them. Like in school, really, they do like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of hang with them.
It's
So
awesome.
it's yin and the yang, right?
Yeah,
I think it's cool, man. I think I kind of just really want to have more fun with it. Like anxiety. What I'm learning, and I just learned this. If you guys do this stuff, and it's like you have this sold out show, and you're gonna go on stage, and you could be very anxious, right? Like me, I want everything to be perfect. Like you don't know, and I'm like that. I'm very anxious, and then like I kind of like took advice from somebody and said like it's not gonna change anything. Let's say you don't act anxious. And maybe you, in your sick head, you think your show is gonna, get hurt by that, like by not, you know what I'm saying? Everything not being perfect. It's still better off to not trust the people around you, and just kind of like, I took advice from a comic that I know, my friend Dominic. You know Dominic Guinelli.
I know, yeah. Oh, my God.
Linelli, call my Nelly. Dominic was on the first 7 shows with me. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But Dom would say, man, just go have fun with it, like they're here to see you. And I'm trying to just kind of have fun with it and enjoy it. I can always go back in my old, you know what I'm saying? Like I have trades. I could always go back to that. But what I was saying was from seeing my father work his ass off, to me, I'm like, damn, man, if I can make money and not have to bust my ass, I'm not giving that up easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
You gotta take it from me.
I'm trying to go for it, man.
Yeah.
You're not going back. My question to you, and this will probably be tough, but COVID doesn't hit. It was a 2-week thing, and it was over with. Are we here today talking to Mark Bricado, a little more mozzarella, or are we talking to somebody else?
I don't think so. No.
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
Thank God for COVID, is what I say.
COVID, the great savior.
COVID helped me a
hoax.
lot.
Yeah.
I think that.
Thank God for those Chinese.
I think nothing good lasts forever. I think that what's working for me is evolving when I have to. I think that it was the timing. You can't create that environment again.
Yeah.
You just can't. You just can't.
The good old days.
Good old days when some Chinaman ate a platypus.
Yeah, I thought it was an aardvark or some
Yeah,
shit.
something like that. Whatever.
No,
the
but you
hell
know what's
he-
crazy? Looking back at it, it's like, I mean, what is the end result? Was it a scam? Like, what the fuck?
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you, just so you know. Well, patient 0 is sitting to the left of me. Keegan was the first person to have COVID. He spent some time in the hospital with COVID. He had it probably about 4 more times.
About 5
so
times I had
I'm
COVID.
not one to believe about a hoax or anything like that, considering I almost lost him. So
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. COVID fucking
It was
COVID
definitely some
was a lot of
systematic kind of thing they did, but
yeah. They might be something, but there was definitely an illness because
There was, yeah.
you were in a Taco Bell drive-through having a heart attack
That's right,
practically.
exactly.
So,
You know what I think is funny though is like, it's like I say this in one of my jokes. It's like, I ask people in the audience, I'm like, does anybody else have 2 personalities? Like one when you go to work, and one at home. Like a stripper.
Yeah.
Strippers do that, right?
Exactly.
But it's but I laugh because that's how I was. Like, and then when I became myself, like I acted like Little Mo in a construction site. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, but I had to deal with HR.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. What's cool about comedy is there's no human resources.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? I kind of like that. Like,
I always say that, thank God.
yeah, thank God there's no human resources. But and the other thing too is I'm shot. All people in comedy are shot. I don't care. Like I'll tell you right now, I say this, and it's a fact. If I meet a comedian and they act normal,
Yeah.
I'm just like I can't wait to find out the fucking weird shit.
It's funny. It's very funny you say that.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah. I got a text message from someone who I consider a very close friend, one of my best friends, and they simply wrote, the text message said, "You are a psychopath." So, and I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't instigating or anything like that. Exactly. And the truth is, we are all fucked up in a very bizarre way. Yeah. And I think you've kind of honed in on that. And I think the most important thing that you've done, Mark, is that you've realized that the most important thing in stand-up is writing about relativity. You're writing about things that people are in the audience in front of you nodding their heads like, holy fuck, that happens to me too, or my wife does that too, or whatever. And that's what people want to laugh at, and that's what you've nailed down.
Yeah, I've been, it's funny, my joke that hit the hardest out of all the jokes I told, my wife, I was writing, and my wife is like edging me on, like, because my wife's Mexican. Mm-hmm. So my wife is like, you got to joke about Mexicans, like, you know what I mean? Like about being married to a Mexican.
Yeah.
And I'm writing everything but that.
Yeah.
And I go out on stage and I'm like, I wanted to keep the Italian traditions going, so I married a Mexican, and I just shut up.
Yeah.
And everybody started laughing because it's like,
yeah, exactly.
Italian food is all cooked by Mexicans. It's like a hit. Exactly. And I was like, oh shit, right? So then I started building off that. So like my set consists of a lot, like it's like I kind of go through like how I grew up. I some characters from the neighborhood, obviously I exaggerate them, and then I go into the Italian and Mexican, similarities and shit, and then.
That's it is. I grew up in an Italian family. My girlfriend, Carla, she's Colombian, and I relate to a lot of that stuff that you're talking about there.
Yeah, so like I have a whole bit I do about like, that I, but it's actually I think it's funny, but it's like, so I want to have one up on people. So like I have this theory that people that are broke typically have big dicks, because they don't have like an incentive to work.
Yeah.
And then it's like kind of like a casino, like Ginger, she was banging that dude that was broken down.
Yeah, James Woods guy.
Like,
that's
good. Kind of like what goes on, right? Like, you go to work, you're working hard, and your wife ends up cheating on you with, fucking one of the kids your son's friends with's father was a young guy that home at 1:30. He's got a hammer.
Fuck.
Damn
it.
And then that if you're rich, you usually have a little dick. Like, and then I start going through all of them, like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Fucking Jeff Bezos. Like, if you had a match, if you had a big dick, Elon Musk, you'd not, right?
No, he's got
he wouldn't be building he wouldn't be building giant rocket ships.
Yeah. You want to know what's interesting? There's two things that happen on almost every show. And I think it's crazy. So whenever I do the dick joke, someone always screams out, "What about Trump?" Like, that's happening no matter what. Like,
it's always happening.
Someone's saying, "What about him?"
Yeah.
And I tell him I seen his dick in Mar-a-Lago,
That's
in the urinal. But yeah, but everybody always says that.
Yep.
For your female audience, I just want to let them know that me and Mike are very poor.
See, that happens.
We have no money.
That's right, ladies.
The thing too is I do this little bit about girls. You can tell a lot about them by the cars they drive.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that's interesting, if I say, "What's the biggest whore car?" Dude, I have put it online. 9 out of 10 times, it's Volkswagen. It's always Volkswagen. But I'm telling you, I ask every show. I'm telling you, I ask, and they always say a Jetta or a Passat.
I was thinking Jetta. Exactly.
I thought you say cabriolet. That's how old I am.
With the biggest whore car. Yeah. I'm telling you, across the board, every show they say it.
Yep.
That's Jetta. It. And so again, the relativity. Mike and I talk about it all the time.
You're gonna say Jetta too?
I was gonna say, swear to God, I grew up on Long Island. All the girls that I knew drove Jettas.
A neon.
Oh god, yeah.
Mike has a neon orange
Jetta. Neon's a big whore car.
Exactly. I love that. Again, we talk about this. We've been doing the show for 3 years, and we've talked about this with many, many comics, that relativity is the key. And I always tell this little story that the first time I really ever took a shot with a bit, it was on the way to the club, and I was the first act going up, and as I left my house, I went to give my middle daughter, a kiss goodbye, and she was like 5 or 6 at the time. And I noticed, I'm looking at her, and she had like one big tooth and like one little fucking black tooth, and like her teeth were all fucked up, like little kids' teeth are usually fucked up. And I just wrote a bit in my mind on the way to the club, and I said, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead and try it. Yeah. And I had people fucking pounding on the table because they're thinking about their 6-year-old kid with a fucking mouthful of shit, and it's relatable to them. So that's what what we're doing as comics is writing about things we can agree on.
And now she's older and she drives a Jetta.
Orange Jetta. Yeah, she just picked you up tonight. Yeah,
I think it's cool. Like I kind of like to do like now I'm getting more comfortable. It's like I like to do like the first like 5 minutes now of just like kind of what happened the day of.
Yeah.
Like you know, just to travel. Like you're doing these cities like I'm doing Rochester and Buffalo. And there's a lot of traveling involved. So I kind of like talk about what happened in the airport. Well, the airport to me, I'm obsessed with the airport. There's a million jokes in the airport.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking airports are crazy, dude. I find shit all over the place to talk about an airport. But I actually now you got me thinking. There's a couple of things I wrote that I never used in the airport.
Write that shit down,
airports
man.
are like sociological experiments. It's
Write
crazy.
that shit down. Right, I constantly, all the time, I'm in my car and I'm just talking into my phone, writing premises down, and then that's all you need. Once you have a premise, you can riff. That you just need to have the concept of what you want to write about, and I'm sure you have a million of them that you haven't used yet.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm having fun with it. I mean, I'm definitely having fun with it. My idea of really what I want to do is not a conventional stand-up bit. My thing is more, I really want to see, I'm coming out with the suits on. I want to do I really want to be a throwback to comedy.
Yeah.
Era that I grew up on. I really don't want to, I really don't want to, look, I'm not going to say I'm going to go, as hard as like Clay. I love Andrew Dice Clay. It's like my guy. I love him. But I'm saying, what I'm saying to you is, I want to, before the cancel shit happened, that era of comedy, that's the shit I like.
Yeah,
So
and it's coming back now. It's coming back around, and people appreciate
We're
that.
in a post-woke state. Everybody knows it.
Yep.
Everyone's tired of the nonsense. It's funny when you look back at all these comedians that were just catering to those audience, but it wasn't even what they wanted to do because they were just trying to be comedians.
Yeah.
Now you see what you could see, and I mean, I don't want to go through a list of naming people's names, but I could say that the comedians that are really winning right now got canceled before.
Right.
100%.
Oh yeah, Shane Gillis, Bill Burr,
Mike Keegan,
Louis C.K., Mike Keegan. You've been canceled
But you see what I'm saying?
multiple times. Yeah,
People the comedians are paving the way for it. It's tired of it.
Yep.
I love it.
And I think that it's a known thing. Look, at the end of the day, your audience will find you.
That's it.
You get canceled, you go rent a club and fucking get your own people.
Yep.
Well, your audience found you, my friend, and we're glad we found you because you've been a great guest, and we appreciate your time. We know how busy you are, so again, you gave us almost an hour here.
Fuck up. Since I've been on the motherfucker.
Nah, man,
This is the biggest break I've gotten.
Yeah,
Glad we could.
Dude, I'm like saying, let's just hang out.
I love it, man.
Are you guys going to be at my show?
I'm definitely gonna be there, and
March 30th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I plan on popping in.
Also,
Good.
make sure you guys are going to govs.com. Get tickets, especially for the Pelham show. Is also going to be
The Pelham show. I got a lot of tickets left there. We got to push that.
Is that a governor's show as well?
It's a governor's produced show, right? And that's at Pelham Picture House.
So for all our people who are in the Bronx or that area, make sure you go get your tickets to see Mark. Go to Mark's website. Go to all of his socials. I think this really gave us an insight to what the guy is behind Little Mo. Now we know a little bit more about Mark Mercado. And listen, man, thank you very much. Thanks to your wife.
Thank you so much.
Peace,
boys.
That was a lot of fun, man. I'll see you at your shows, man.
We'll see you in a couple of weeks, brother. Thank you.
Later, my man.
Be good.
Have a great
Thanks
night,
so
dude.
much. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was really terrific.
Yeah.
Couple of things I want to cover. Let's just go ahead, Tone. I want to just bang out the last set of sponsorships, and then a couple of things I wanted to touch on before we go. Let me know. We'll go to hit up American Restoration Solutions when you're ready, Tone.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
We got American Restoration Solutions. When disaster strikes, they'll guide you to recovery. Call 516-662-9377 and ask for Senior Account Manager Keith Dunn. We have New View Construction, established in 2007. They are the people to call for the finest craftsmanship and all of your general contracting needs. Call 516-924-5627 and do it with confidence. We, of course, have the Sip and Serve waitress and bartending service. Elevate your next private party with the Sip and Serve squad. Their awesome bar and wait staff will ensure your event will be unforgettable. Book now and let them handle the details while you enjoy the celebration. Call Jen at 516-528-6783. And last but not least, the beautiful New York State licensed real estate person, Diane Keegan.
Diane Keegan. Look at
From
her.
All Island Estates Realty Corporation. You can call Diane directly at 516-458-1864 or email her at Diane at allislandestates.com. If you're looking to rent, sell, Bye. Make Diane your first call.
They call it a little die Morbido.
Yes.
Little Mo Morbido.
Little die, little Mo. We appreciate all of our sponsors. Thank you very much. Please shop all of our sponsors with confidence because they are terrific. A couple things I wanted to cover. The first thing, and we've never really done this before, but because it's his birthday, I'm going to give Tony my phone, and he's going to punch
Tony's
up.
birthday?
No, not his birthday.
Oh, you're just giving him the phone.
You know, as of your birthday, here's my phone.
Thank you.
Can you?
Thank
I don't
you.
even know if he'll answer. It's 9:55, but I just realized today it is Les Deegan's birthday.
He's been sleeping for hours, I'm sure.
You think it is?
No.
I don't know if he's
no,
watching,
he's-
but let's go ahead and see. Totally random. The chance of him
see.
picking up were
He picks up, he
50-50.
picks up. He's up doing blow, and
Yeah. He might not be awake, but
we all
we'll
know
give it a
and
shot.
know and love Les Deegan, our little birthday boy.
I wonder if does it come through as governors when you call?
Yes, I believe it does.
If not, we're just gonna go crazy.
Yeah, let's go crazy. Sounds like
Les.
Hi, you've reached Les Deacon.
Oh,
Please leave
my
a detailed
God.
message after the tone, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Have a great day.
Oh wait, no, is that him coming in?
Is that
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Alex,
Pick it up.
Pick it up. Let's.
Hello.
Hershey and the Keegs show.
Hello, how you doing, guys? It's
Hey, who is this?
DJ D Love.
Oh, good.
Hey,
Happy
DJ
birthday.
Love. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going? How you guys doing?
You know, you did a little trickery here. We were trying to call someone, and then we thought that they were calling back, and it was actually you. We didn't expect it to be DJ Love.
That's right.
Is it your birthday, DJ Love?
No, not until August, guys.
August
All right,
what?
August what?
August 20th.
I'm the
man.
27th, the week before me.
Oh, so you're a Leo. That's awesome, dude. Well, we were
Yep.
trying to call our friend Les for his birthday, and we thought he was calling back, and he wasn't. So you just, you got us, buddy. I know you've been trying to get through to us for a little while now. What do you have to say for yourself before we're ending the show soon? But what do you have to say for yourself?
I want to say hello to my buddy Tony. If he's still here, he can hear me.
Tony can hear you. What do
Tony
you want to
can
say to Tony?
What's up, Tony? How you been, bud?
Tony's doing good. What, you have any message for Tony?
I told you I've been trying to call you, and it's always me. I have my new number changed.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
all right. Well, you just keep trying. You know, Tony's on the air 5 days a week with Knock 'em Dead Comedy at 11 o'clock every day.
I'm trying to call him, but he keeps.
You try his cell number. It's 51. No.
Do you want to call his house number? We can give you that. If you let's just say you got through to Knock 'em Dead Comedy, and this is Knock 'em Dead Comedy. What would you be saying right now to the people at Knock 'em Dead?
I love the show, and I actually always wish I'd come back again.
Yes.
So would you say out of all the shows, there's Hershey and the Keegs and Joey Petroni and Treading Water, and what's your favorite show on the Govs Radio Podcast Network?
All of them.
All of them.
Wow.
Knock 'em dead, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should just stop by one day during a Knock 'em Dead taping.
He's been here before.
Yeah, just another time. Maybe
Yeah.
a couple times, maybe Friday.
Well, we thank you, buddy, for calling, and we're going to be ending the show, so we're going to cut you, but because we have to call and leave a message for Les. But thank you for calling in, and make sure 5
Yep.
days a week.
No, that's it. Happy birthday to him, too.
You got it. We'll
Yes.
make sure we send a low. All right, buddy. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, see you
Okay.
later, Tony. Love Mr. Tony. See you later, buddy.
Bye now. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Can we try? That was really funny. That was really funny that he got through. I would like to at least leave a message
Yes,
for Les,
yeah,
though. So
exactly.
could
You
you,
want me to call him back?
do you mind? I'm sorry about that.
No, it's just pranking
Were
him.
you not able to tell that the number coming in was different from the number we
I
called?
said it didn't have a number. I said.
It
Oh, it
could've
didn't
been
have a number.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
said wireless. It just said
Oh,
wireless.
that was
That was a dupe. We were duped. We got catfished.
we got DJ loved. Holy shit!
Oh, he should have a catchphrase. You just got loved.
You just got loved.
You just got love rolled.
That was phenomenal.
that was great timing.
That was good trickery. There's a catfish that we got.
Yeah, we got love fished.
And now we're gonna call up DJ Les. And then there is one thing I want to cover about Knock 'em
Hi,
Dead.
you've reached Les Deacon.
damn it,
Please
Les.
leave a detailed message after the tone, and I'll call you back as soon as possible. Have a great day.
What a pleasant.
He is. Hey Les, this is Mark Hirschman from
And Mike
Hershey and the
Keegan.
Keegs Show, and Mike Keegan and Tony Walker.
Love you, Les.
We
love you, Les.
We wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. We didn't plan this, obviously. If we did, you would have answered. But we had a big guest tonight. We've been busy, but we didn't want to be remiss and not acknowledge your birthday. So
Les is out with a hooker right now.
we
That's why he's not answering.
no DJ Love just called already. So we love you, Les. Yes, we like to celebrate people that we love on this show. We've said that from the start, and you're one of them. You're a mensch in our eyes. We think the world of you. We hope you are well. We hope your wife is feeling healthy and good. We wish your kids success and wealth and all that good stuff. Happy birthday. We'd love to have you back on the show someday. And that's it. Anything else, Mikey?
No, we love you, Les. L'chaim.
L'chaim. Tony?
Booby, you're the best, Booby.
All right. Happy birthday, Les. All right, the last thing we want to cover, which I've been thinking about, Knock 'em Dead Comedy, which is Tony's show, which has been on the air now for a while. And Tony's been actually having, he's shaped the show so that he has like steady guests almost like on a Tuesday, on a Friday. What I've noticed is, which is very interesting to me, on Tuesdays, Tony has this very attractive woman named Diane Fogarty. And on Fridays, he has another attractive woman. What's happening? Is he calling in?
No.
Oh. On Fridays, he has another attractive woman named Rosie Famara.
I know Rosie very well.
Yeah, Rosie's a comic.
Yeah.
Diane is, I don't think a comic, but certainly a talented.
She's a
whatever,
singer.
Whatever
She's a
she does. So it's interesting how 2 days a week Tony gets to spend a couple hours a day with two very attractive
Fine-looking women,
that
yeah.
are not his wife. I think.
Well, and plus Tuesday nights, I get to hang out with these two beautiful women.
Oh,
Sure.
thank you. Hey. I think that there's something that we're missing here, like almost in like in the vein of old normal Howard Stern, not woke Howard Stern. But if there was a situation like this in Howard Sternville, there would be some sort of competitions going on between the two women guests.
Should we get some hot women on the show?
No,
here?
I'm saying like who's going to be Mrs. Knock 'em Dead? You know what I mean? Like,
they should do like a oil wrestling.
Well,
kind of thing.
I don't know what this an oil rate. I'm just saying, like, shouldn't there be one Mrs.
There should be one, and they should wrestle over it.
Wrestle. You're saying wrestling. I was not thinking of that, but of course you're a sycophant, and that doesn't surprise me. I'm just saying that maybe there's. I haven't put enough thought into it. What I'm saying is,
Should there be a vote?
I don't know if it's going to be a vote or some sort of competition, or maybe it's some sort of a spelling bee, or maybe a formal gown section, or what are they saying?
Bikini, yeah.
Again, you're saying things that are very vile, but I'm just saying.
No, I'm talking about Tony in the bikini.
Yeah, well, we've already seen.
None
His,
of his-
we've
none of
already
his-
seen
I'm
his,
not again.
we've already seen his left ball, which we've had enough of. What I'm saying is maybe there's some thought here, as I'm always thinking out of the box, what we can do for Tony. There should be some sort of competition between these two lovely divas.
Should we have them on our show to compete against each other?
Oh, okay.
Little crossover?
But to be fair to Mike,
Yeah.
we should. I mean, I have a different co-host every day. I'm on 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I have a different co-host every day.
Yeah.
So to be fair to Mike, we should get the gentleman involved.
Yeah, well, if they want to wear bikinis too and hot oil wrestle, that's
I
fine.
know Mike prefers the men.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
To
You
even
get,
things out.
Who do you have? You had Tyler Noble in here, right? We'll get him in some.
He's been coming in. Yeah, I know. You've
Well,
been
no,
getting
so
close to
you
him.
have Diane on Tuesday, Friday,
Yeah.
Rosie. Is there a solid Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or no?
Yes.
There's-
Yes.
Frank Walker, we'll get him in a
Oh,
bikini.
my brother brings in a musical act. We have Thursdays is music day. We
Okay.
bring in bands.
All right.
I have a guy named Michael Kaplan with me on Wednesdays,
Oh.
and a guy named Jeff Skelsey who's with me on Mondays.
Oh, I
and
know
now,
Jeff.
And
Yeah,
now,
I met
yes,
Jeff. Yeah,
yes, you
yeah,
have
yeah.
met Jeff.
Okay.
And I think Tyler is now a part of Mondays. He just seems to
Tyler,
be coming in every week.
Wow.
Tyler's
So
a
he's
good dude. I went to his show at Broadway the other night.
He's great.
He's a good
Wow.
kid.
He's great. Yeah.
Notice how in my mind, if you gave me $1 million, I couldn't have told you about who's Wednesday, Thursday, and Wednesday.
I know, seriously.
Yeah.
And they've been around a lot longer than
I don't know
Rosie
anything
and
about
Diane
Frank Walker,
Fogarty.
Mike Skelsey, or Frank. I don't know anything about that. But you sure as shit know that I was
Yeah.
counting the days until Diane Fogarty came back from vacation, and
And did I tell you where she went?
she was in.
She went and had dinner with John Rusiello
Oh
in Florida.
no! We talked about that. She went to have dinner with Rusiello. We didn't talk about how it went. We didn't.
Oh,
talk
it
about,
went well. It went very
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He treated her to some great steaks, and and then they went back to his house for cigars.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
and his wife is still around and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
oh, yeah.
Wow. And he's still watching your show religiously.
Every single day.
Does he think he watches our show? You don't know.
I know he has.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I don't know if it's every week, but
Yeah.
I know
It's
there have
also-
been times he'll call me and tell me about stuff he enjoyed.
If he's a late night watcher, or a live watcher, I should say, this is a little bit late for him potentially.
No.
I mean, no, not at all. Okay. Well, So let's just put some thought into that. All I'm saying is, if you want to mention it to Rosie, want to mention it to Diane, well, we can
the
come up with
last time we
something.
had a competition, somebody was invited and he didn't show up. So.
What was that?
Carla showed when we had the big foot race on the football field.
That's right. That is right. They had the race with Don Sill and
Bosey
and Tony raced them also.
A running race?
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was the 4th of July. I think it was 2 years ago.
Wow.
Maybe 3. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it was like, wow, at this point, 3
And
or 4 years ago.
who won the race?
Bosey won the race.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah.
He was very fast. We were shocked how fast he was.
Running away from
Don
law.
Sill and Saliani, they injured themselves.
Ooh.
Carla actually kicked ass, too.
Wow.
She's a fast little Mexican.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, on that note, this has been a great episode. We've been trying to have Mark on Bricado for a long time. It's very interesting how I certainly didn't know that he was the guy that he is, as far as, because you see one guy, but this is obviously a smart, well thought out, well planned guy.
Yeah, I knew he was a successful, engineer before this and everything, and he had to leave that job to do the social media, and so I've seen him a lot.
I love that, and for any of Mark's Little Mo's fans that are still watching, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you'll give us a chance and watch us more. We do have comics on all the time, professional athletes, radio, TV personalities. So please continue to give us a chance. And before we go, let's just kick it to my partner Mike Keegan, and let's hear what he's got coming up on his agenda.
Oh, we got a few things coming up this Saturday. I will be at the Crystal Springs Resort in Hamburg, New Jersey.
Nice.
Tickets are on sale at their website, and I'm going to be doing a show in the Giggle Room here. It's actually Richie Byrne and I taught a comedy class. It's a little graduation show.
Amazing.
And we got the graduates. We got some special guests coming out. That'll be March 27th right here at Governor's Comedy Club.
Coming up.
Yeah, and those tickets are on sale right now at govs.com.
Awesome. And Anthony, what do we have with Knock 'em Dead Comedy?
Knock 'em Dead Comedy tomorrow on the podcast. We're celebrating our 7th anniversary here at Gov's Comedy Club. So we're very excited about that.
Oh, wow. That's great.
We don't have we have a murder mystery not until the end of April in Freehold, New Jersey. Go to knockemdeadcomedy.com.
All right.
Thank
That's
you, guys.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
And let's see, at 7th anniversary, Tony. And hot off the presses, I just booked myself a spot April 13th, Sunday night at Governor's Comedy Club.
Yeah!
I'm
April
going back
13th.
going back on stage. So
what are we doing? April 13th.
I'd like
Come
for you
see
to be
Mark.
here.
I will be here. Let me put that in my calendar.
I'll be here. I haven't been on stage in a minute, and I got some new stuff I've written, and
really?
I'll have some anxiety riled up and ready to rock and roll for at least 10 days.
You're already riddled with
anxiety. Yeah, but I'll be doing a show. I was requested by a close friend who's having some sort of a softball fundraiser, and
nice.
I'm doing the do. So you can either contact me for tickets, or you can call the club at govs.com, or call here at 516-731-3358 to get yourself some tickets. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching, listening, sharing, everything else.
Hit that subscribe button.
Hit that subscribe and share button.
Can we real quick?
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt. Can we just
please do.
real quick push the Palma show?
Oh,
yes,
that's right.
Okay, so there's a comma
named Palmer.
Palma, a last name Fiorentino.
Palmer Florentino.
Yeah, who's been affected by cancer, sadly, and she is very, very well loved in the comedy industry on Long Island. And there's going to be a fundraiser for her. Is it here?
Sunday, March 23rd, right here at the club. Yes.
Sunday, March 23rd.
It's an afternoon show. It's a 3 p.m. show.
An afternoon show.
2 p.m.
2
show.
o'clock.
Doors open at 12:30. Showtime is 2.
I'll be on the show, so you can come see me.
Yeah, and from what I understand, there is going to be a plethora of wonderful comics. So please go ahead. I think you can buy tickets at govs.com. Is that right?
Yes.
516-938-2929 is, I don't know what that number is.
That's Ernie DeMarco.
That's Arnie DeMarco, who is
Ernie DeMarco. Yep.
That's Arnie DeMarco's.
He's running the show. He owns Ernie's Auto Body in Hicksville.
Okay, so Punchlines for Palma, March 23rd. Doors at 12:30. Showtime at 2 p.m. Please show up and show your support for one of our beloved comics, Palma Fiorentino. Okay, and have a great night, folks. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.